Bad manners will always be frowned on and good manners admired. This was a quote by Nicholas Clayton, a professional English butler. Mastering table manners is essential to both our professional and personal lives. Now, I've taken a few days to research on the topic of table manners to give you the most accurate information possible. Now, for the 3 points I want to go over about table manners today is the first, silverware usage, the second, mindful eating habits to consider, and the third, ways to respect the staff. So for my first point, silverware usage. Let's start with forks, because there are a lot of forks. First, there's a salad fork. It's wider than most of the forks, and the little indents in between are wider for the salad, just because salad is harder to pick up with a smaller fork. Now, next is a dinner fork. It's used for our main entree, steak, fish, whatever you're having that night. It's used for pretty much everything. It's just a regular size fork, not small, not big, medium. So for our next fork would be a dessert fork. Now it is small, teeny tiny fork for it's almost for like pudding and smaller cakes. It's not really for any of the bigger entrees. Now, there are only 2 spoons used in formal dining. There is a soup spoon, which is a little bit larger spoon, but not too much from a regular spoon. It's used to, of course, eat soup. Now, for the next spoon would be the dessert spoon. This would be for your jello, pudding, whatever you get for dessert, basically. It's smaller than the soup spoon. Actually, it's teeny tiny, really small. It's smaller than our average normal spoons that we use every day, like to eat cereal with. It's used as a teeny tiny dessert spoon. Now for our knives. There is a regular butter knife used, and it is put in front of the large plate, right next to the butter dish. And there is a regular entree knife used to cut steak, fish, whatever you're having as your entree. And of course there's a fish knife as well. The fish knife is smaller than the entree knife, and it's not as sharp as the regular entree knife would be. But it's still there. All knives are placed on the right of the table. So let's get into placement next. So, according to the Table Settings website recently visited on July 27th, 2024, states the utensils are placed in use order from the outside in. Forks on the left, knives and spoons on the right. So, all of the knives are placed on the left, and all of the forks are placed on the left, and all of the spoons and knives are placed on the right. Yes. So, for my next point would be mindful eating habits to consider. Now, it is generally rude to make any type of loud noises when eating, and it makes others uncomfortable. It's a bad habit to have, to make loud noises when eating. So, according to Kent State University, visited on July 27th, 2024, states, chew with your mouth closed and don't talk with food in your mouth. Nobody wants to see what you're eating while you're eating it. It's disgusting. Flat out disgusting. Now, for my last third point, respect the staff. Now, this is a story I do like to tell when coming up on this point. So there's a story about Henry Ford. He had 2 people wanting to apply for one of his engineer jobs. So he took them to a restaurant and just had dinner with them. So he gave the position to one guy and didn't to the other guy. The guy he didn't give it to was like Well, why didn't you give that position to me? We just had dinner. There was no interview or anything. And Henry Ford said to him, during our time at the restaurant, he treated the staff with respect. In contrast, you seem to disregard the staff completely. Treating all individuals with dignity and kindness is highly valued. So that's why we should always treat the staff with respect and not ever treat them unkindly, because we could one day be at an interview at dinner. Now, I have gone over utensil usage, mindful eating habits, and respecting our staff in formal dining. Thank you.